With that nonsense down, let's get into it and start off with this. Thunderbolts is coming out. I'm super excited about it. We're going to talk about our most anticipated Marvel projects a little bit later in the show, but you guys know I'm really excited for Thunderbolts. But one of the big topics of discussion have been around one of the most ridiculous things. What does the little asterisk mean at the end? I mean, to be fair, Kevin Feige did make a big deal out of it at, I believe it was Comic-Con. I think that's where he came out and they put up the asterisk. He says, oh, and yes, the asterisk is there for a reason, blah, blah, blah. So everybody's been kind of discussing and debating, what does the asterisk mean? Some people writing in says, I think it just means that they're not really a team. I'm like, do you put that in the titling and the logo of the movie just for something like that? But there have been other theories. Some people, like Ray, thinks the asterisk looks like a sun, so it's a symbol for Sentry. Okay, I mean, that's not the most far-fetched thing I've heard before. Well, when Super Bowl happened, a bunch of international posters dropped, including this one. You can take a look at it here, which is actually pretty cool. It's the giant asterisk, and it's just not super, not heroes, not giving up. And by the way, I love down at the bottom of this poster.
Oh my gosh.
Where Yelena is. You just got Bob. I love that. I think that looks great. But if you go a little further down,
that's what she said
on the poster. If you go, I knew somehow I knew Rob was going to say that.
Sorry.
If you head a little further down the poster, you start to see, go to my screen here. You see the title of the movie, 5.2 Friday, and there's a little something underneath there. Jonathan, you got that?
Boom.
There's a little asterisk that says, Avengers are not available. Asterisk, the Avengers are not available. So that has led some outlets, like our friends over at the Direct here, to say Thunderbolts title asterisk meaning confirmed by the studio. I'm not 100% that this is a confirmation that the asterisk is about, oh, the Avengers not available. I do think it's funny and I do think it's cute. But there's a couple things I want to point out. Number one, there's something very curious about this poster. First of all, is that Japanese?
I'm not sure.
it is.
It is. Okay.
Yep.
Why is this a Japanese poster? And yet it says in English, not super, not heroes, not giving up. Why wouldn't that be in Japanese?
Because they're cool. They use multilingual stuff.
I was going to say they're better than us and can speak multiple languages.
Yeah, maybe. And then why the small little asterisk underneath? Why not that in Japanese? I mean, if this is a Japanese poster, so there's that little thing. But the other thing that the Direct pointed out, and I want to remind everybody is, remember, Kevin Feige said we'll actually reveal the meaning of the asterisk after the movie releases. So is the asterisk actually meaning, because the Avengers aren't here, which is consistent with the trailer that starts with, let's face it, the Avengers aren't coming. So it is consistent with that.
Yeah.
But do you actually put that into the logo of your movie just for that? And again, Kevin Feige saying we're not really going to fully disclose what it is until after the movie comes out. So whether we have just uncovered the meaning of the asterisk or not, I'm not sure. Guys, we want to thank a sponsor of today's episode, PrizePicks. All right, sports fans, All-Star Weekend is almost here, and if you're not on PrizePicks, you're seriously missing out. It's the easiest and most fun way to turn your basketball knowledge into real money. With over 10 million users already playing, why not you? PrizePicks is a skill-based daily fantasy game. You just pick more or less on player projections. You think Steph Curry's hitting more than 5 threes, or Giannis dropping more than 35 points? Make your picks in under 60 seconds, and if you hit, you could win up to 1,000 times your cash. Ann and I have been using PrizePicks on football all year, but now we're switching over to basketball. And we like Jason Tatum getting more than 29 points. And now that Luka Doncic is on the Lakers, I'm going to take over on 8 assists. And the best part is, even if you miss one pick, PrizePicks Flex Play lets you still cash out. And hey, don't forget about Taco Tuesday. Each week, PrizePicks discounts select player projections by up to 25%, giving you even more chances to score big. Download the app today and use the code CAMPEA to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app today and use that code CAMPEA to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. Chris, Have we discovered the secret, or is just a fun little thing?
I feel like it's just a fun little thing, but in accordance with Webster's dictionary, asterisks are to note an annotation or something that's being omitted. So it could be anything. It could be a footnote on something like this saying the Avengers are available. It could be going to redacted text because all these folks have done some pretty bad things. It could be a multitude of things. I think the whole Kevin Feige will reveal it after the movie comes out, though, is kind of dumb. just say what it is. It's on a poster. I don't know.
Maybe it just means there are a bunch of buttholes.
Maybe
that's it.
It is a cat
It's
butt.
just a symbol for a butthole.
Oh my gosh, they're going to release the cat's butthole cut during this movie. This is all a
coming.
ruse.
Rob, what do you think the meaning here is?
I was going to make a Rob Liefeld joke, but I won't because I like Rob Liefeld.
Love him.
But I do think that I think it means that we've put a pin in it for now. It's temporary. Because when they show you in the trailer that everyone's making fun of that.
Right.
Yes. The name itself.
The name itself. And they're not exactly the Thunderbolts from the comic. So they're kind of throwing this around. And I think I'd like to believe that we're just going to put a pin in this right now. We're going to call ourselves this until we come up with a better name. I would imagine that better name is probably going to either be revealed at the end of the movie or in the post-credit sequence, if there's another name. If not, then we'll have to wait till Sunday when Kevin Feige gets on social media and says, you know what it really means? And he'll probably give a press conference in Hollywood, invite all the genre press out there, and he'll have a presentation that'll all be him explaining exactly what this means.
You guys weren't here for the Q&A part of the show yesterday, but somebody wrote and said, do you think something was right along those lines? Somebody suggested, could the asterisk be to denote that by the end of the film, it's going to be a different name? And they suggested maybe Dark Avengers, which is a popular one that's going around. West Coast Avengers. And I want to know what you guys think about what I said to that. I said, here's why I don't believe that we are ever going to get a movie or show called Young Avengers. Why I don't think the name of this team at the end is going to be the Dark Avengers or the West Coast Avengers is because Avengers, from a business point of view, is Marvel's most valuable IP thing. And I think the last thing Marvel is going to do is just start throwing the word Avengers around. They don't even put it in the name of any of their other movies, right? It's not like Doctor Strange, one of the Avengers. It's like they use Avengers in the name of their movies. Yes, Captain America, the first one, the first Avenger, fine. They started off their thing with that. But I don't think you're going to see them throwing around the word Avenger, and they're going to save that name for those big event films every 3 or 4 years and not be I don't know, Rob, what do you think about my opinion on that?
I think you're probably right about that. I mean, I think that's I totally agree with that because, look, you can say the word, you can talk about the Avengers within the context of the Marvel Cinematic Universe in universe. But in terms of, like you said, branding or sales, look, it's one thing to do it for a comic book. You can have Young Avengers. You can have West Coast Avengers as long as Moon Knight's in it. And you can have whatever Avengers you want. But when you do it as far as this movie is concerned, there has been so far 4 Avengers movies, and they've all grossed over $1 billion. One of them or 2 of them have grossed over $2 billion.
And one of them almost 3.
Almost 3. And no one wants to dilute that. And that is their Tiffany standard. That is that blue box with the white ribbon. I mean, nobody wants to dilute that name. So I think you're absolutely right about that. And look, we might get a Dark Avengers again in universe, but no one's going to call a movie the Dark Avengers.
Right. Yeah. It could ostensibly
and
be
they're
Dark
not
Avengers,
the
not
Dark
being called
Avengers.
They're not.
No, they are
That's
not.
what I was going to bring
why I'm
up.
like, why?
I was like,
I mean, you know,
that's villains masquerading
Yeah,
as
the
heroes
Dark
led by
Avengers.
Norman Osborn.
Yeah.
absolutely.
And they have the whole like dark arc and everything too with the siege. Yeah, it's not them.
Yeah.
That's not them.
That's
And
not
then you're
that.
going to have Dark Avengers, but not have Dakin or whatever his name, Wolverine's son, evil
Yeah.
son or whatever.
There's a whole bunch of things.
But
that
I
could be
do
missing.
think that there could be a tie if they decide they're not the Thunderbolts, if they call themselves the Invaders or the Defenders or something that were other Marvel super teams from different eras.
Can't be the Revengers already taken.
But
Can't be the
the
Revenge.
Defenders and the Invaders were comics. I mean, the Invaders is World War II pretty much, but still, they could call themselves something else, and I still think they could put, like at the end, maybe Red Guardian will finally be like, I know what it is now, and he comes up with the name, whatever
Here's-
that name is.
There's a wilder theory out there that would be crazy. Some people think the asterisk is, and why Kevin Feige referenced the debut of the film. I saw a theory out there that says, like, before the movie comes out, the title's going to change. Like, by the time opening day comes for Thunderbolts, the name will have a different the movie will have a different name.
That would actually be pretty cool.
That would be cool. I mean, kind of weird for marketing, though.
Yeah,
Doesn't that
I
have
feel
the-
like that would be a kick
It'd
in
be
the
very
shins for
Harley
marketing.
Quinn, Fantabulous, Emancipate, all that nonsense.
Well,
Where
all you
they
have to
couldn't
do-
name Birds of Prey.
Somebody can go look at the copyright office, and if they're going to change the title of the movie,
Yeah.
do a little bit of research, dig into
That's
that.
true.
All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Like, an international poster for Thunderbolts is saying the asterisk is Avengers not available. I think it's just having fun. I don't think that's actually it. Maybe it is. Do you think it is? If not, what do you think the ultimate meaning is going to be? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.